Hey guys, what's up? Joe here, playing Third Age Total War for the PC. Brought to you by GameRoom.com. And well, this is post commentary because WGM keeps copyrighting my videos again. This is actually a pretty important video as well. It's the battle for the mines of Moria in a bit. Not sure how far in it is. Well, that's probably why the video is about 22 minutes in length. So, post commentary is kind of annoying, but at the same time, it's alright. I don't remember everything. I don't remember all my campaign moves, but I definitely remember all of my battle moves. Pretty simple. Right here, I decided to show you guys what the map looks like. So you open up the console. I'm not going to tell you how. You should probably figure it out with Google search. Type in toggle_FOW for fog of war, and it'll take away all the fog of war, make the map completely visible. So just kind of showing off the map. There you have the High Elves in the west. Have a pretty large empire surrounding the free peoples of Eriador. I'm about to help them out in their eastern portion with the orcs of the Misty Mountains, who have been kind of like taken over there. And there's a Rune in the bottom, and Harad in the east. Or is it vice versa? I can never remember. Those guys kind of confuse me, but whatever. What am I doing? There's two armies over there I'm going to merge. This guy I'm heading southwards. Aldir, I'm heading west to Moria. Orc Castle. It's actually quite a fun battle as well. Use my spy, have him explore a bit. I have some money. Don't know if I use any of it. Like I said, I don't really remember my campaign moves. I only remember my my battle moves. There's Edoraz, which is like constantly under siege by a jihad of sorts by Sauron. There's one of the ring wraiths. Like I said, I believe I killed one of them in an earlier video. I'm not quite sure, but I doubt it. And I'm about to face another one in Dol Guldur, but you won't see that in these next videos. Alright, so I merged these guys. This army is going to be heading north. This army is going to be mostly around this general area. It's going to be pretty stationary around there. Now I'm going to attack Moria. Make me some ladders. And maintain my siege. Get up close to see what army they got. I guess not. Alright. So, what am I doing now? I'm looking for my diplomats. Gotta move them around. Getting a trade agreement with the orcs of Gundabad. Who are centered around the city of Angmar. Get a little bit of gold for that, I think. I don't remember. Was it gold or units? I think it was gold. Recruit. Think about making some dudes. But I'm like, now make some of these guys. Unfortunately, I don't have enough money for two of them. Wish I did. So make some of those dudes. I was thinking about some Silvan spearmen, but I was like, nah. Even though they would definitely be a useful welcome to my army. This town I'm gonna remain besieging. Because I hate assaulting castles or any walled city. It's just a real pain in the butt. So I siege them. I wait for them to come out and attack me. Got this guy who I'm moving around. I'm basically using him as an emergency in case the orcs get out of hand, so I can maybe bribe some of their troops or something. Save my game, end my turn. Edoraz is constantly under siege. Jeez, I got 15 more minutes of this. Post commentary can be annoying. Alright, Moria has attacked me now. High Chieftain Uglag. Counting my archers. I got about 5 of them, including my general. And this will probably be the most epic fight aside from the Balrog one in part 12. This is definitely quite a nice fight. Come on, let me pause the game. They've got like this awesome citadel of a city. So I've got to ditch my ladders. My archers are actually beginning firing right now, which is cool and all. But I'm gonna reorganize them into line. Unpause. Make him drop his stuff. Pause again. Grab my spearman. Except for this 15 unit guy. This guy's pretty weak. I'm like, where to put you? So I put him there. Spearman out. Using my spacebar to try to find where they're going, but I can't figure it out. But they're actually like behind the line more. Way back there, yep. So grab my spearman again. Move them to a line adjacent to theirs. I'll get these guys to protect my archers. There's their general right there at the front. He dies pretty early on. The unit I have the most trouble with fighting though is their halberd, orc halberd, or is it pikeman, something like that. It's quite an annoying unit. Those 15 guys, I think all of them survive. They do some serious combat too. Alright, these guys should be getting pummeled by arrows. Now while it appears that you don't notice the arrows flying at them, the arrows are flying constantly. And the enemy is sustaining constant casualties. There's a cool 360 view there. I didn't even notice I did that. That was quite neat. I'm sorry I don't get a lot of close-ups in battle. I try to, but I prefer focusing from a more strategic point of view. Now, if I recorded the replays, then I could not have to worry about getting close up and whatnot. But I don't do that, so sorry about that. Now, they look like a bunch of ants, and there's really about 3,000 of them there. All of them get their butts murdered. I leave none alive. They're sustaining constant casualties. I'm a little confused at their tactics of where they are moving at. They're kind of moving in an odd direction there to the side of their castle. Not sure why, but I figured out in a bit. I think they're looking for cover. I'm not quite sure myself. I go into their castle, get a look at the guys coming out. They got a nice little moat here. Cool little bridge. And a nice citadel. Or a keep, as you might call it. Alright, you can start to see now all the bodies that have kind of accumulated on the enemy forces. I've lost no units myself just yet. but I'll lose plenty to come. Alright, now the enemy begins their charge. Well, their guys should be pretty tired actually from all that running around they've been doing. So I move this guy over because I see they're headed straight for my archers, and that's not good. Their orc infantry actually holds out quite well in a surprising turn of events. But they're no match for my troops overall, which is weird. They have far more units and they're heavy infantry, but my units can take them out quite easily, one-on-one fights and whatnot. Where's their general at? Ooh, my stomach is a rumbling, man. Alright, killing all the orcs. There's their orc bodyguards right there. I think he dies by arrow fire. Like right about now. Yep, there he goes. He just gets pummeled by like 30 arrows. All my spearmen are surrounding them. It's quite epic. That kind of turns the tide of battle in my favor. Even though it already kind of was, but I definitely get quite the advantage at that point of time. And I also think that most of my casualties come from friendly fire. Well, that's to be expected with all the archers I have and all the close quarters combat I'm doing. Oh well, though, it's fine. For parts 20 to 22, I might have to redo commentary on those as well. I'm not sure if they will get copyright claims or not. One of them might, and it's probably going to be 22 thanks to its length. It's about as long as this one. Alright, those orcish halberds are quite annoying. They have quite a high defense and a pretty decent attack. They hold out quite well. Get a lot of pauses though when I'm watching this lag. So my commentary might be a little bit unsynced with the video, but you know, it's fine. It's post commentary. It doesn't really matter all that much anyway. I'm only describing what's happening. I'm not showing off too much. It's not too big a problem. They got their Snaga archers getting pummeled by my arrows. Oh no, actually 2 of those 15 unit dudes did die. Not sure how many of them will let's see, 160 of those dudes. They really are quite powerful units. It's their best unit I've fought so far, other than their generals and their wargs, generals and wargs. Of course, their wargs are quite susceptible to archer fire, but you know, it's not a big deal. They got more dudes coming out. I kind of just ram into them with these guys, I think. Nah, I ignore them. They're just missiles. The missiles are, sorry, excuse for missile troops. So orc slaughter, orc slaughter, orc slaughter. After I get their pikemen on the run, I kind of just charge their place. Once they start routing, they die, like they just fall to death, fall to pieces. Nice close-up for you. Right here, I really explain how I really enjoy this flat terrain outside these cliffs to fight in. Quite nice. Alright, they're broken. They're gonna fight to the death though. So I detach some troops from them. Kinda let them just run about. All my troops kind of run like all directions. So I get them in a big surrounding, full Nelson or whatnot. All the while, my archers are kind of raining down, raining blood from a lacerated sky. There's about 2 of those guys left. Taking their sweet ass time and dying. And well, for the most part, I'll explain what happens in the rest of the video. I kill these guys, I charge into their lines, I charge my guys, my infantry into their castle, and slaughter everyone inside. Move my archers about, trying to find a good location where they won't get fired upon by towers. But then I realize the towers aren't doing anything anyway. And all in all, the battle ends with all the orcs dead, and about 250 of my guys dead. Enjoy the rest of the battle while I finish up this commentary right now, because I got better things to do. So thanks for watching, and see you guys later.